prohibitory orders have been put in place in Dumka in Jharkhand after the death of a schoolgirl who was set on fire by her stalker. The schoolgirl was set on fire last week in Jharkhand's Dumka town while she was sleeping in her home. The 19-year-old girl who was allegedly set on fire by this person after she apparently refused to reciprocate his overtures in Jharkhand's Dumka died of burn injuries in the early hours of Sunday. The accused in this case, that man on your screens as you can see in that brown t-shirt, has been identified as Shahrukh and has been arrested. The government has said that the case will be fast-tracked. Meanwhile, as you can see, there have been messages of condolences that have been pouring in. You also have the Chief Minister of Jharkhand, Hemant Soren, who has in fact tweeted to say that he's instructed to fast-track this heinous incident in court, and her family members have also been given 10 lakh rupees as compensation, and the Director General of Police in Jharkhand has been instructed to give an early report in this case. But as you can see, there have been protests regarding this crime, and very interesting to see the body language really of the accused in this case. He set this 19-year-old girl on fire while she was sleeping in her home, and all of this over her rejecting his overtures. So he was her alleged stalker. He's now been arrested and booked for murder, and there has of course been a lot of outrage and protests over this incident. My colleague Saurabh Gupta has been tracking the details of the story, but before I go across to Saurabh, I want to just play out for our viewers that the reaction of this young girl. So she was actually able to speak to the media before she died. She said that her father advised her to go to the police. She said that she's been burnt everywhere and only her face is fine. The girl, before she died, remember, suffered over 90% burn injuries.
हम घर में अपने पापा को 10 बजे रात को आए, पापा को बोले, पापा ने ठीक है सुबह होगा तो देखते हैं, और उसने 4 बजे आके खिड़की से पेट्रोल फेंक के और आग जला के भाग गया।
तो पेट्रोल कहाँ पर फेंका गया था?
पेट्रोल एक डिब्बा में 2 लड़का था, वो और एक छोटुआ था। हम खिड़की खोल के देखे थे।
नाम क्या उनका?
शाहरुख। और उसके साथ एक लड़का जो है?
हाँ, छोटू।
और आपके शरीर में कहाँ प्रॉब्लम आया?
सब जगह आया, टोटल जगह। अभी मुंह थोड़ा सा छोड़ा है,
बाकी पूरा शरीर में प्रॉब्लम।
ऐसे घटनाओं के लिए समाज में कोई जगह नहीं। इससे भी हृदय विदारक घटनाएं सुनने को मिलती हैं। ऐसे लोगों को तो कभी माफी नहीं करना चाहिए, इनको तो कड़ी से कड़ी सजा देनी चाहिए।
देखिए, इसमें हम लोग प्रयास कर रहे हैं कि जितना जल्दी हो सके आरोपी का फास्ट ट्रायल करवाया जाए, यहाँ से आरोप पत्र जल्दी से उसका गठन हो जाए और उसके बाद में उसको जितना जल्दी हो सके उसको सजा दिलाया जाए। ये काम प्रशासन कर रही है। प्रशासन का जो है पूरे दुमका वासियों से अपील भी है कि मामले में जो है ये बहुत मामला संवेदनशील है, इसलिए इसमें किसी भी अफवाह पर ध्यान नहीं देने की आवश्यकता है, और जो प्रशासन जो कार्रवाई करना है वो अपने स्तर से कर रहा है।
ये विवश हत्या हुई है, सरकार गंभीर है, और जो दोषी है उसको बख्शा नहीं जाएगा, छोड़ा नहीं जाएगा। उसको स्पिरिटी ट्रायल करके, हमने आज भी 2 बार डीसी से बात किया, डीसी साहब को कहा है कि इसमें किसी भी प्रकार की कोई कोताही नहीं बरतेंगे।
All right, let's go right across to Saurabh Gupta, who's been tracking the details of this story. Saurabh, really shocking, the details of this story. This 19-year-old girl set on fire for allegedly rejecting this boy's overtures. He's been arrested, and the case, had the Chief Minister's tweeted saying he's directed the courts to fast-track this case. But there has been a lot of uproar, over this entire incident, hasn't there?
Yes, in fact, there has been a lot of uproar, and the issue has also become political, given the fact that the accused and the victim belong to different communities. The accused has been identified as Shahrukh Hussain, and, he's been arrested, the police say within hours of the incident coming to notice, and they say that he, of course, will be dealt with and be awarded the strictest possible punishment for his crime. The matter will be fast-tracked. Hemant Soren himself has announced a series of decisions. One is, of course, a rupees 10 lakh compensation. Now, everyone knows that money, of course, cannot, do anything about the pain and suffering of the family, but it is of help at this time. Then, of course, the case will be fast-tracked, what he said. And he also said that an ADG rank officer, which is one of the topmost ranks within the police system in the state, will supervise the probe. So that, of course, is what Hemant Soren has said. Meanwhile, the opposition has attacked the Hemant Soren for multiple counts. The opposition has said that, look, this girl was being harassed for a while. The police should have been aware and, action should have been taken. They've also said that why was she not provided an air ambulance when she was speaking while giving her dying declaration. So that is something that, the opposition has been saying. Also saying that, that and several other statements from both Nishikant Dubey and Raghubar Das. Nishikant Dubey is the MP, BJP MP from, the area. And of course, there is Raghubar Das, the former chief minister, who's also a BJP leader. All of them have hit out at the Soren government, saying that, women are not safe given what incident has taken place. But the JMM says that, look, the police acted as soon as they got to know of the crime. They arrested the persons. They even got a dying declaration, which is a very, very important piece of evidence in terms of law, because they say they got it recorded while the woman was able to give her evidence in front of an executive magistrate. So all of this has been done, and they say the case will be fast-tracked, and they will seek the strictest possible punishment for the accused, who, by the way, has been arrested but was seen smirking in some of the visuals and has shown no remorse for his horrible crime.
Well, absolutely. The body language of the accused, something that we were talking about earlier as well, Saurabh, has been absolutely shocking. He has that smirk, a half grin on his face as he's being arrested by the police, looks completely unrepentant about what he's done. And meanwhile, of course, that 19-year-old girl, before she died of her burn injuries, also managed to speak to the media, where she said that, literally every part of her body is burnt except for her face. It is indeed an absolutely shocking incident that we're reporting on. Thanks, Saurabh, for joining us with that update.